A lot of women think that they can keep a man around just because they look good or because of whatever they could do in the bedroom. And I'm here to tell you it's not only about that. Because there are a lot of women who look good and who can do probably amazing things in the bedroom. But what makes you different from everybody else? I'm telling you, when you are able to get that man attached to you emotionally, that's when your energy, that is when your presence is perceived differently. And that's what makes you outstanding. I've been there and I've done that. So I'm going to tell you how to do that. The man's emotional, his mental, and his physical well-being has to become yours. Once you understand that, you will also see how important your role is in a relationship. Because now it is your duty to keep or to maintain a good, healthy diet for that man, to do regular checkups on his mental well-being. And once you do that, and once the man actually understands how much you care about him as an individual, he's going to look at you differently. All that takes time, all that takes effort. But if that person really means something to you that you are with, you will be able and you'll be willing to take that time to put in that effort as well. I know a lot of women get upset when they hear that they have to cook and clean for that man, but being a nurturing female of the household in that relationship is also checking on his mental well-being, making sure his diet is on point, and making sure that his physical well-being is also on point. But if you don't know how to provide all of that for you, you will not be able to provide any of that for your man. So no, all that bedroom activity, all that looking good all the time, it's not the most important thing in a relationship. That is the reason why so many men go ahead and cheat on their badass girlfriends with women who do not look as good as them. Why? Because the energy is different. Let me tell you, energy is the currency of the world. And when your energy is messed up, nothing around you is going to be abundant. Not yourself or your relationship. That's all I got to say.
The difference between a man being a full-time dad and a mom being a full-time dad, the mother always wants to prove that she can get it by herself, and she tries to make the man miserable once he moves on and finds somebody else. When a man is a full-time father, he tries to find ways and hustles to elevate the kid's life so the kids don't have to feel like they're not loved by anybody. You females want your kids to feel like they don't have a dad. Y'all talk bad about the dad. Y'all do everything but try to fucking feed your kids, feed life into your kids the way the fathers do. That's why some of y'all shouldn't be parents. Some of y'all just shitty parents because y'all worry about the wrong things. Why don't you get up and hustle? Why are you worrying about what he's not doing for your kids? And why don't you worry about what you should be doing for your kids? Whatever he's lacking in, you're supposed to be pulling. Whether you want to or not, whether it's right or it's wrong, you're a parent too. And you're never supposed to let your kids feel what the fuck you're feeling. They're never supposed to cry when you cry. They're never supposed to know what the hell you're going through. And that's the problem with you parents.
Are you crying?
Yes! Because I didn't know what I was going to do!
I got you. I got you. Here, let me give you a hug. Hey, you need some help?
Yes!
I got you for free. No,
For free?
Yeah, no charge.
I just need help. I just need a jack and a wrench.
I got all that.
You do?
You got a spare tire?
Yes!
All right.
Please, thank you so much.
I got you.
Thank you.
Let me help you out.
How did you know? How did you know?
I work this area. I do roadside assistance.
Thank you so much.
And I've seen you.
Thank you so much. I didn't know what I was going to do. Oh, you're a lifesaver.
What's up, pup? Hey, stay on this side, all right? Are you crying?
Yes! Because I didn't know what I was going to do.
I got you. I got you. Here, let me give you a hug.
Yes, can I have your number? I can
I got you.
cash out you.
You don't gotta pay me nothing. Open your trunk. Let me throw that back in there for you.
You can just throw it on top.
Just hold this up so I won't get your dog's bed dirt. You do content?
I don't. I want to get into it.
You got TikTok?
I do.
Check me out on TikTok.
Yes.
This is what I do on TikTok all day. You'll probably be on my TikTok.
Okay, thank you so much.
That's me.
Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am.
Another hug, please. Thank you so much.
You go ahead and get back in.
Okay,
Do what you gotta
thank
do.
you.
So it looks like he helps out a lot of women. I mean, he helps out men too, but it looks like he helps out a lot of women. And this is the type of response that men are looking for, right? You don't have to go through crying and doing all that other stuff, but genuine thankfulness is, I think, what a lot of men are looking for.
You said safety is not surveillance, right?
Where you're at right now. But like you said, what if you don't care? What if he demands your location? You're still not asking him for his. Then what?
In my mind, it's like you're asking for my location for a reason.
Yes.
One, I want to know what the reason is.
Mhm.
And two, maybe I should be worried about that same reason. So this should be a mutual thing. We should be sharing location.
Let me give a perfect example now, right? So you have a young lady who's like, "Oh, my best friend has my location," right? Her man is like, "Well, why don't I have your location?" And she's like, "My best friend has it." And he says, "Okay, but if you were in an issue, what would your best friend have to do? She'd have to call you."
Yeah.
Okay, so why don't I have your location?
I think that's perfectly fine because at the end of the day, I'll give you a perfect example. But again, asking for a location is something I've never felt a desire.
So the moral of the story is, once you start that location stuff, I'm gonna ask questions. So it's really up to you if you want to continue to do that.
You said safety is not surveillance, right? Well, safety ain't surveillance either.
There you go.
So the only understanding that I have of why somebody would want their location that makes any kind of sense is if y'all are trying to make sure that you and that other person is okay. If you're going to do something, hey, well, just be safe. Give me your location so I know where you are, because you might be on the way home and something might happen and I might need to know where you are. That's about the only reason I would know to have a location. I mean, they didn't back in the day and stuff just happened. Right. But, now, I might have a location if I want to make sure that you're okay. So guy here says men have to understand asking for your woman to put forth an effort that you're not willing to put forth is a red flag. Okay. He says, I have my fiance's location and she has mine. I'm too busy in my day to be checking her location 30 times. Facts. That's not why I have it. I have it because if something pops off, I don't have to ask her where she is. Now, when I first brought this up, she wasn't with it. Then she got into a car accident. Bingo. There you go. It was a fender bender, but she was a little bit frantic. So frantic that I couldn't cater to her emotions through the phone. 2 days later, she gave me that location. I didn't beg for it. I didn't make her feel bad for her initial resentment to the idea. I bought it up and I waited for her to be comfortable. Sometimes as a leader, that's what you have to do. The Lord said, plant the seed and he will do the rest. I left it to him. That's a very good point. That's a very good point. I'm not going to sit up here. First of all, I'm not going to get with a woman that I feel is going to have to do that. That I feel is going to be out there messing around. That's first and foremost. So I'm not really going to have to ask for the location like that. But if I do, then I'll say, hey, well, let me know where you're at. Can you send me your location just so I know where you're going? And it depends on the time of day, right? If it's in the daytime, I might not. But if she's got to go somewhere at nighttime and she's going to be there by herself, well, just let me know. Because nighttime, there's not a lot of people on the road to help you out. If somebody's going on a road trip, you might ask for their location. Once again, me going down the street versus me going to another state by myself, you never know. Some people, they have health issues. So giving the location and saying, hey, I feel, I'm feeling woozy, and you already have the location. Okay, cool. I can just come over there, right? I can go right to where you are. Well, you were supposed to be at the hotel. Well, I went out to go get something to eat. Cool, I got your location. There's a plethora of different healthy ways that you can use a location, but some people, they want it because they want to check up on you.
You got any question for her?
Yeah, I want to know, like, if I take you to where I'm from, would you be scared? I'm just saying.
I mean, where are you from?
Yeah, I'm from the inner cities.
Which inner cities
where?
Crime all day, black people all day, I just want to know, like, because all type of stuff be happening. If I bring you around there, would you be scared or would you be feeling like you protected?
I guess that would depend on you, right? But, I mean, I love black people, so I ain't got no problems.
Okay.
Where you from, though?
I'm from the Bronx. Bronx, New York.
Oh, okay.
You hear a lot of stuff happening over there, so I'm just saying. Like, I like to sometimes chill in my neighborhood. They say corner stores and stoops and stuff like that, but that's what we come up doing. We chill over there, family vibes and the community vibes, stuff like that. But stuff happen. Something might happen while you're there. I'm just saying. I don't know. I'm just wondering if when you feel scared or you feel safe. That's all. Yeah, that's all.
It's a lot to unpack.
All right.
It's a lot to unpack. Like I said, I guess it would just depend. I mean, do I have something to worry about if I go to your neighborhood?
Nah, I'm just saying stuff happens though.
Okay, stuff
Would
happens
you be
everywhere.
scared? Yeah, I'm just
No,
saying.
I'm not scared. I'm not scared.
All right, cool. That's all I wanted.
No, absolutely not. There's no reason for me to be over there. No, why would you be? I could see if that's where you came from and maybe you going to visit your mom or something like that. But, I'm just going to hang out on the corner store, hang at the corner store or sit on a stoop or something like that. Danger, basically. Why? For what? I could see if you was going, first of all, nobody would be doing that if it was a place where people had stuff to do. But these guys are hanging around. They're just hanging around doing nothing. They're hanging around doing nothing. I mean, legit loitering. They're loitering. That's what they're doing. There's no purpose for what they're doing. Why would you be around that? Why would you want to? Oh, hey, I can see if you coming into the store and you say, hey, what's going on, y'all? You sit there and you might catch up with somebody for maybe 20, 30 minutes. Hey, man, I was just catching up with old boy. Or you spend 5 minutes. Hey, all right, I'll see you guys. And go back to doing what you're doing. Well, we can hang out inside the house. We can hang out at a park. We can hang out at a bar or something like that. We don't need to be hanging out in a dangerous place. Probably not.
Like OnlyFans. These girls go, don't objectify us. We'll objectify us. Why are modern times and young people so pro-sex worker, but so anti-sex customer? If I said I was home all day just watching OnlyFans chicks, everyone would be like, ugh, keep that to yourself, pervert.
Yeah,
right?
oh,
But
for
like,
sure.
but if a girl's like, oh, I worked today for 6 hours on OnlyFans, people are like, you go, girl. Get that money. And everybody like 30 and under is like, he getting paid though.
Right.
She getting paid though. You know who's really rich? Napoleon. Stalin, really rich guy. You know that Hitler had multiple properties. He's getting paid though. He doing him. It's a terrible argument. I'll comment on some guy doing a terrible thing on Instagram and everyone's like, yeah, but you talking about him. He rich though. You're like, yeah, he's a piece of shit.
People, do y'all think 4 or 5 BJs a week is asking too much?
No.
That's not asking for a lot.
Okay, good.
4 or 5 BJs a week. What is that total out for the month? That's 28 BJs out of the month. Like, what? That's normal.
Wow. Okay,
I would think.
Then I want 28 flowers.
Even though I don't deserve it, you did it.
This is some weird humiliation ritual type shit that goes on for the men, as well as some really interesting self-worship shit for the women that do these types of posts. But it's all in the name of the Lord. And for any guys who experience adultery in your relationships and in your marriages, I just need to leave this here for you. Because I did a survey the other day of about 2,200 men, asking them, after you forgave a girl that cheated, did she ever end up doing it again? Just take a look at that. If you're ever wondering, should I forgive her? Will this come back to haunt me? Is this a good decision? Should I do this for the Lord? Because that's what a good man would do. Just look at that and remember this. There is nothing godly or Christian about staying with a person that betrays you or hurts you or abuses you. But it seems like everything in society is backwards and upside down at this point. So y'all believe whatever you want to believe and enjoy the results that come with that.
Bring me back home is crazy. Bring me back home is a crazy statement to make. Bring me back home after I left another man is a crazy statement.
The Thanksgiving work party, spouses are invited again, right?
Yeah, it's just a work thing.
What time are we leaving?
You don't have to come. Stay home. Play games with your friends.
Your phone?
Group chat. Nothing.
It's buzzing like it's urgent.
Ethan, don't start. I'm getting ready.
I'm not starting. I'm asking. Your phone is buzzing again.
Why are you watching me like that? You're being insecure.
I'm being accurate.
I just want to go alone this year. Okay?
Say it clean.
I don't want you to go.
Then it's not about the party.
It's about me having space, being fun, not you analyzing everything.
Truth doesn't need protecting, lies do.
Wow, here comes the Stoic lecture.
Marcus Aurelius said to see things as they are. So I am.
So what, you're not letting me go?
I'm not your warden. Go.
Then what's your problem?
My boundary. You can go alone, but you don't come back to a man you tried to hide from.
I hear a lot about how lonely men are struggling, and that is true. But what I think is not talked about enough is this right here, what men fear about divorce and why it affects men so much. The reason men fear divorce in the modern world like this is because of the asymmetrical differences that exist between men and women in divorce. This is why nearly 8 in 10 divorces are initiated by women. Even when a woman initiates a divorce, she is more likely to keep the kids, keep the home, and she already likely has the emotional support circle from her friends and her family that she's kept alive the whole time during the marriage. But divorce for men often means they're going to see their kids less. They're going to lose the home they live in. They're going to lose half their income. They're going to lose the identity, the routine, the life they've been living for however long it's been. And this is devastating. This is a total collapse of a man's life. A man who is single or alone is often fine as long as he has enough of a social network with friends and family. But a man that is ripped from the very fabric of the home that he lives in, he's blamed for the divorce, and he's financially gutted, well, that's a different story. That's trauma. The deeper level issue is that most guys are not approaching marriage from a place of strength and sovereignty. They're coming at it from a place of need and weakness. And because of that, once that entire marriage is ripped out from under you, what do you think's going to happen? The reality is most guys today do not know how to build rich and fulfilling lives beyond a marriage or a relationship. And that is the real problem.
What are your deal breakers that you just can't compromise on?
Deal breakers, trauma. Have you dealt with your trauma? Are you ready to move on? Some people are still stuck in the past, and I'm not the person for that. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Zoe. Why have you popped your balloon on Yaya?
So the reason why I popped my balloon was because he talked about trauma, and he's basically not the one to deal with anyone who has a traumatic past. Or I'm not saying I have a traumatic past, but I just feel like as a man, you know, you should be able to deal with any circumstances and have patience to be able to be like emotionally intelligent. You know, you never know what anyone's gone through, and I just felt that was a put off for me.
How you gonna blame him for you having unresolved trauma? He's saying you have to have gone through your therapy, worked on it with somebody, and have it at least partially healed before he come into your life. Why the fuck he should have to deal with trauma he ain't helped build? That don't even make sense to me. Why would he have to deal with trauma he didn't help create? She talking about as a man, you supposed to be able to handle everything. What the fuck she talking about as a man? What his gender had to do with that? As a man, you gotta deal with this trauma.
She has a point. I'm not arguing that. Yeah.
Do you want to elaborate on what you mean by the trauma?
So what I mean by that is most people are not ready to move on. They're still dealing with their past. and if you're stuck in the past, there's no future that you can build. And once you're ready, then you should move on. That's all.
Okay, but maybe perhaps some people need more time. So
I
do
did
you have
mention
that patience?
I said one of the qualities that I'm looking for is someone that is patient. So if I'm looking for that, that means I have patience.
Why is she saying you need patience? If somebody need more time to get over their trauma, why the fuck are you dating if what you've been through is such a... I don't understand. If you going through something, why you even worry about dating?
Okay.
However, if you're not ready to move on, and you haven't dealt with your own trauma, I've got my own trauma that I've dealt with.
Okay.
I feel like it's only fair that you meet someone that was also on the same level with you. It's easier. Yeah.
That's fair enough, and that's your preference. So, thank you.
Queen shit, bitch. I think bitches in love.
Man, you have to stop allowing that shit. Now, I understand making things easier for your woman, but at the end of the day, this woman's not even a mother. She has a nanny to help take care of the kids. If she wants alone time, she gives the kids to the guy who literally gives her the opportunity to live a lavish lifestyle, who is already working his ass off to provide her the luxuries of life that she has, and she still needs more help. Imagine having a nanny. Imagine having a man provide everything for you, and you still need him to help you have alone time. Like, where's the alone time going when you're talking with the nanny? When the nanny's there taking care of your kids for you. The point is, most women in America are fucked up with the belief system that a man should provide everything for them and they shouldn't have to do anything in return. And men like this are the direct reasoning why shit like this is going on. Imagine having a man that provides you everything and you can't even do the one thing you're expected to do. Be a mother. Now, obviously, you want to give your wife queen treatment. I mean, you love her, you care about her, you want to make her life as easy as possible. And as a man, that's what you should be doing. But you're failing to realize that that treatment is meant for a woman who is also pulling her weight. A woman who doesn't work a job. A woman who needs a nanny to help her raise the kids. A woman who needs her husband, who is the breadwinner, to take the kids from her because she's getting overwhelmed and needs to have downtime despite the fact she's already got a nanny taking care of everything for her, doesn't deserve this treatment. Now, I will say that a woman's obligation is not to be the one solely taking care of the kids 24/7, but what I will address is the fact that it's because she has a nanny. She already has somebody there helping her with the kids 24/7. And real mothers with 2-3 kids with no money, are doing it completely alone. And they're able to do it just fine. And you're sitting here with a nanny to help you take care of the kids. And you still need your husband, the breadwinner, the man who spent all of his time getting the money to put you on a first-class trip. Yeah, that man, you need him to continue to help you raise the kids because the nanny's no longer around and you're used to just throwing the kids off to the nanny. All right, that is what I'm referring to. If your man is the breadwinner and he's the reason why you're able to have the luxuries of life, then you should be doing your part as a woman. Imagine that your man comes home from an 8-hour, 9-hour shift and immediately gets given the kids to take care of. So men actually work harder than women because they have to come home from their work. And now in this society, they have to help cook. They have to help do the chores, and they have to help take care of the kids on top of working 8 to 12 hours a day. This is a big problem. Women need to understand that their job is to do the other half that makes it easier for your man to be able to give you the luxuries of life.
Have a guy ever left you?
My ex left me, and I still to this day have not heard from them since. I went to do a gig in DC. I left for 3 days. I came back to an empty apartment and just disappeared from the face of the fucking earth.
Question: has he spoken to you before you left? Have he had a conversation?
Talk to me the day before I came back from DC just to make sure that I was okay, and left.
But before he went to DC, what did he say to you?
Nothing.
So he didn't tell you anything. He didn't give you no
Not
type
to
of. Hey,
I'm telling you. Nothing. Was mad because I didn't want to take him to DC with me because he was a bill.
Hold on, what you mean he was a bill? Wait,
he
what?
was a bill. He didn't want to pay. Listen, my flight was paid for.
Hold on. Forget that part. She just told us the reason why he left. Wanted to go, and you said no. So he probably thought you was cheating or some shit.
Yeah.
What you mean?
I was doing DC Fashion Week.
The fact that he asked to go.
But I'm not about to play them games. What game is it? The game of saying, hey,
We not about to be friends. I don't have good-looking women that's friends around me. So no.
Just all the. Do you have any ugly ones? I gotta ask.
I don't even have women friends, bro. Respectfully.
Why?
I don't.
And I understand you saying you're not finna play this game, but Cam, you're a smart man. I'm gonna need you to go deeper than that.
Yeah, we're gonna go deep.
It's a.
I know me.
You know you, okay?
I know me.
And what that mean?
That means if I'm around a woman long enough, I'm going to find something good in her that attracts me.
Okay, and when you're attractive, what then happens? When you're attracted, what then happens?
Sex.
Oh, God damn, Cam. Cam, this is a bigger issue than I thought we had.
So, understanding that I know what's to come from a platonic situation, I don't even play. No, I don't do that. Baby, you too fine for me. We're not doing that.
Interesting.
No.
So, okay. If I take the word friendship off of the table, do you have platonic relationships in your life that involve women?
I just told you, I don't have no attractive woman that I'm cool with that I do not have plans on stabbing.
Damn, Cam.
Here's what I think, y'all. I think Cam and Dimitri have two very different energies. I want to talk about sexual energy specifically. Cam has a particular type of energy that elicits something from the environment. His perspective and his experiences are informed by that. It's a more primal energy. Dimitri has a very different kind of energy that elicits something different from the environment. It's more evolved, it's more refined, it's more holistic, as evidenced by his ability to see things from different perspectives, like from a woman's perspective. So women feel a lot safer and more validated with Dimitri. You can see it all through their comments. He gets them. Cam gets women too, but in a very different way, different methods. The way he gets them is not with safety or empathy, it's with his primal energy. With their different energies, they create differently in the world. They are literally going to bring about different types of situations. Cam isn't wrong. He knows exactly what he's talking about. He's just talking from a different plane than Dimitri. Men and even women who can resonate with or connect more with Cam's more primal masculine energy know exactly what he's talking about. At the same time, I can acknowledge that I think his stance is coming from a lower level of awareness. It's still high level. It's still high energy at that level. I'm not picking sides here. I just want to add some detail to the conversation.
Yeah, I don't know if it's, an evolved energy or a matured energy or whatever it is on Dimitri's part. I think if somebody, if you know McDonald's fries are your kryptonite, you know they're your weakness. Why would you be around McDonald's fries while you're on a diet or while you're fasting? Why? If you know you have a certain weakness, then you start to protect yourself. You start to put up barriers so that you can protect yourself from that weakness, right? And it's also the fact that they might not have the same problems. They might not run into the same issues is what's happening. Cam Newton was an NFL MVP. Cam Newton, I think they went to the Super Bowl, didn't they? Cam Newton was a Heisman winner. He was a Heisman Trophy winner. So the type of women that he's come across that he might say looks good might be different from what you come across. Him being in the NFL versus what you got going on now is a totally different experience. That's why he's saying, man, number one. Number two, these women, you're assuming that they just want to be friends. You're assuming that these women are only coming up here to be friends with Cam. Once again, I think where he's coming from is perfectly fine. I'm not going to be around no woman and put myself in a position. I think you're attractive. Because if I stay around you long enough, this is my kryptonite. This is my weakness. If I stay around you long enough, then there might be a problem. There might be an issue between you and I, and we don't want that. So let's kind of keep it at a distance so we don't, and that's probably talking about, maybe not being an acquaintance. That's fine. But you being over my house all the time, we sitting watching TV all laid up on each other. No.
Hey, fam, I'm going to work. I'm going to work.
Wait, you make me dinner?
Oh, shit, I forgot.
You didn't make me dinner?
I'm sorry.
Are you serious?
I have to go.
Babe, go make me something real quick.
Babe, I'm gonna be late.
I don't care. You need to make me dinner before you leave.
Are you serious?
Yes, babe, please. Thank you.
Yeah, she's a keeper. Bro definitely is not. What? I was waiting for the joke. I was waiting for the like, I'm just kidding, but you're so sweet for thinking about no, he was just straight up like, make me dinner, bitch. Wow, sir, you are lounging in a jacuzzi and she looks to be a nurse. Make your own fucking dinner. I don't know.
I hear what y'all saying about, you know, she's a keeper, but he isn't. But she didn't buy that house by herself. At that point, she's probably going to work because that's what she wants to do. So, just saying, I'm just giving another perspective.
I used to date guys years ago, and I was in a relationship with this guy, like a full-fledged relationship, live together, everything. And one day he walked past me. It was an average day. He said, babe, I'm about to go. I love you. And I said, why? He said, why am I about to go? I said, no, why do you love me? Out of all the women in the world, I'm like, why? He said, he thought long and hard. And I think that's what hurt my feelings so much, the fact that he thought long and hard about the answer. And he said, because you're basic. I said, what do you mean? He said, you're basic. You don't get your nails done. You don't get your hair done. He said, you do your own thing. You're very natural. You cook, you clean, you take care of the kids, you take care of me. He said, so with that, I know you're going to be loyal and you're not going to go anywhere because nobody else is probably going to choose you. And I said, wow. I said, so if that's the case, why did you choose me? Because all of these things was the same when we met. He said, oh, that's simple. And I'm thinking he can really say something romantic or magical. He said, because I've had all those other women. I've had the beautiful, the glamorous, the ones that dress nice, and the one that get their makeup and stuff done. He said, and that's not where it's at. They're not going to take care of home and the family and do the things they need to do to keep a man happy.
You know, he probably could have worded it a lot better, but I think he's just saying, all that other nonsense, they don't do what they're supposed to be doing. And that's why I chose you, because you act like you have some sense.
Society and culture has pedestalized the woman's experience and dismissed the man's experience. Okay, so that's why we have a lot of understanding about what women want, but not a lot of conversation about what men want, which is why manosphere is so, I would say, like, necessary, because there's literally not, the culture has not carved that space out. So as a response, the male experience has largely been dismissed in society and culture. Think about like the movie Barbie and Ken. Think about this, the concept of Barbie and Ken. Give Barbie what she wants, and Ken is the accessory, okay? It's really not funny, actually, because these things matter. Representation always matters, y'all. Representation always matters.
The difference between a man being a full-time dad and a mom being a full-time dad, the mother always wants to prove that she can get it by herself, and she tries to make the man miserable once he moves on and finds somebody else. When a man is a full-time father, he tries to find ways and hustles to elevate the kid's life so the kids don't have to feel like they're not loved by anybody. You females want your kids to feel like they don't have a dad. Y'all talk bad about the dad. Y'all do everything but try to fucking feed your kids, feed life into your kids the way the fathers do. That's why some of y'all shouldn't be parents. Some of y'all just shitty parents because y'all worry about the wrong things. Why don't you get up and hustle? Why are you worried about what he's not doing for your kids? And why don't you worry about what you should be doing for your kids? Whatever he's lacking in, you're supposed to be pulling. Whether you want to or not, whether it's right or it's wrong, you're a parent too. And you're never supposed to let your kids feel what the fuck you're feeling. They're never supposed to cry when you cry. They're never supposed to know what the hell you're going through. And that's the problem with you parents.
Well, no, here's the thing. The harder you try, the more you push it away, okay? It's because you are focusing your efforts on women and love and romance. You can't do this. This isn't going to get you anywhere. Effort works opposite to how you think it does, okay? So you have to understand, look, on a very basic level, people want what they cannot have. The more easily available something is, the more easily acquired something is, the more abundant something is, the more that it is looked over, the less valuable it is. Humans are biologically hardwired to view value through the lens of abundance and scarcity. Scarce things, scarce resources, rare shit is valuable, okay? Something that is hard to acquire, or not many people acquire it. This is considered valuable to the human brain, okay? not something that we can help. If you are focusing on getting it, you're making yourself very, very available. And what women see is that it's not difficult to get commitment from you, right? If it is not difficult to get commitment from you because you desperately want it so badly, your commitment holds no value. Does that make sense?
So we have an update on the proud misandrist who says that women should cheat on men because all men can afford to be cheated on. Yeah, so she followed that up by doubling down and asking this question.
Is it the man's reaction to being cheated on that you're afraid of? Is it his violence?
I responded like so. I said, oh, I'm worried his feelings will be hurt. And I'm also worried that your more extreme and radical takes discredit all the valid work you claim to do advocating against real issues. I've purchased 3 books from Black authors this month. I know that last part seems random, but she said at the end of her video that the only way she'll take any opinion seriously is if we show receipts that we support Black people. Anyway, she says, cheating is extreme to you. Have you seen what they do to us? To which I said, no, your take on cheating is extreme. I have. I've actually been knifed repeatedly and almost murdered by a man. Then dozens of other men ensured he was taken care of and punished, helped me recover, and supported me. I would not want to hurt a man who didn't hurt me just because someone else did. There are also so many other flaws in her worldview, so let's point them all out. First of all, if a woman cheats on a man with another man or several other men, then all she's doing is sexually gratifying more men, therefore serving and centering more men, which seems anti-misandry. So you're pretty bad at this. Next, you claim here that your business, because yes, this is all being posted from a business page, is a safe space for trans people, but per your own misandrist views, that can't possibly be true. Because you say that all men are bad because they are conditioned since birth to be bad. So even if a person who is assigned male at birth transitions into a woman, they have still spent their formative years being socialized and conditioned the same way every other man is. So per your own worldview, you are supposed to hate trans women. And if a person who is assigned female at birth transitions into a man, then you are invalidating their identity by not hating them as much as you would every other man and denying them the gender euphoria of experiencing your complete misandry. Now, her absolutely unhinged takes would be pretty easy to ignore. However, there's one more criticism that I have for her, which is the fact that in every single video, she keeps saying that we need to show receipts for ourselves supporting Black women, which she totally does, even though she never shows us receipts of that. And you really need to hear this. Stop using people of color as your meat shield to defend your horrible, hateful takes. This whole co-opting of other demographics' adversities by liberal white women every time they're cornered is honestly an epidemic. I cannot believe that you are claiming to be an ally while using Black women as your sword and shield to defend your bigotry. I do not know what is going on with this "I'm not like the other white women, I'm different" pick-me act, but you only have one thing right here. You're not like the other women. You're worse, and we don't claim you.
I mean, the fact that you going back and forth with this woman is already too much. It's already too much thinking for her. Most modern women want to get up here, say a bunch of stupid stuff, and go on about their day.
I made a post this morning, and I want to make sure I quote exactly what I said on the post, because sometimes my brain moves so fast that I almost be forgetting what I be saying, because that's just how good my brain is. It just be thinking, saying, and then I be like, dang, that was a good one. I said, truth is, Cardi B has low self-esteem. Any woman with 2 eyes and a brain that's not a bird brain can see this. She is not happy, and she is searching for happiness and payback. She's so busy trying to make Offset feel away because she's still hurt that it's all backfiring and making her look even more dumb. Stefan Diggs was never a celebration moment. The situation was never cute, and it was never an upgrade for her. She is married. And as a man, he was never taking her seriously. He was capitalizing off of her, enjoying the moment. No man is ever taking a woman that is still married with a baby under 1 by her husband seriously. Offset and every other man knew this. Only people who didn't was most of the females. I just wish that she never had a baby and could have just walked away. But nope, women think a baby will change a man, and it never has, and it never will. Now let's elaborate. This video is not necessarily to down talk Cardi B. It's really for other women to understand that first and foremost, this fake empowerment, I blame a lot of women for what be going on with other women. Because y'all will see something and know it not be right. But then for some reason, as women, we'll still celebrate something that we know is just not right. Women was so busy trying to help Cardi B get her get back to her husband that y'all thought because she went and got a dark-skinned, handsome-looking man that was some type of a lick back. Yeah, he mad. And y'all was like, he's so mad. He mad that she got Stefan Diggs. And now, granted, Stefan Diggs and Cardi B had like this sexual type of chemistry energy in the air, and it spoke very loudly. And so as women, y'all kind of fell in love with that. But I don't understand how could y'all not have seen that Cardi B and Stefan Diggs was never going to be a thing. The only way Cardi B should have ever had a baby by him, as if that really was going to be a thing. But for her to have a baby by him is where she completely dropped the ball for herself. I said it before and now I say it again. Offset was never mad. You know why Offset was never mad or salty or anything like that? Because men know men. And all men, most men, sorry, never say all. Most men know that most men are never gonna take Cardi B seriously. Because Cardi chose to have a baby by another man while she was still married, I could almost bet that it might be over with for Cardi B dating in a more serious manner. No man is going to want to stand next to Cardi B, because standing next to Cardi B is kind of like a disrespectful disgrace to that man. Most men are going to still rock with Cardi B because she seemed like she got a good personality. She seemed like she might bring heat in the bedroom. She seemed like a real fun girl, but I don't see no man taking her seriously at all, period, from this point on. She should have never had a baby by Stefan Diggs, period, point blank. And then most women, y'all jump right to the every woman doesn't want to have an abortion. And why do we jump so straight to abortions? What are we as women doing to prevent ourselves from being pregnant? Well, what is the man doing? It don't never fall on the man. That is what's wrong with y'all now as women. Y'all don't understand that it's never going to be equal. Stefan Diggs is living his life. And guess what? He was using Cardi B because Cardi B was, I don't mean using her like literally. I mean, it was fun. Oh man, I could pull a Cardi. It was kind of like a, moment. Yeah, I got Cardi with me. Yeah, he played his part. But guess what? He was never looking to take her seriously at all, period. In the comment section, somebody said, well, I don't think she was moving off a get back. I think she genuinely thought she had something special with Stefan Diggs because she's never felt that love before. And this is why we advise most women to heal, because after having a baby, after postpartum, after emotions are very high, when we as women already move off emotions, if you are a woman that just sometimes just take a minute and sit back and isolate yourself from the world and detach yourself, you are able to think. You are able to think clear. You are able to sort out things that you need to sort out for yourself. You're able to know what it is that you're looking for, what it is that you want and don't want. The minute that y'all keep moving, you never take the time to sit still to figure out what is it that I'm actually looking for? What is it that I'm actually missing within myself? What is it that I want for my life? That is healing. That's the healing process. Being able to think, being able to be aware of your actions and things that you're doing. Not just sitting up, moving in the moment, somewhere trying to get a lick back. Y'all be killing y'all value every single time when y'all move and try to use your bodies as get back. There's no such thing as a body in a get back. The only get back that a woman should be trying to get when she breaks up with a man is get her shit together, get her credit up, get her money up. Y'all can't compare to Cardi B, because Cardi B is not a broke woman. She's not an average woman. So don't say, well, she got all of that. Then what she needs is some peace, a peace of mind. And that look like something she don't got. She needs to go isolate herself and stop dating all the way around. She is in the middle of a divorce. Just sit still. What's wrong with just not dating anybody until you can figure out what's next for yourself? And Lord forbid if there's a woman that does not agree with this behavior, the first thing y'all do is call somebody a hater. Y'all have to stop celebrating this tacky behavior, because guess what? It's the women that's keeping other women single, because y'all so busy trying to get the applause from other women. Because Stefan Diggs was more of a woman thing. Y'all see, she got Stefan Diggs. Oh my God, bitch, that's an upgrade. Up, city girls, up. Da, da, da. Whole time now she got two babies two little toddlers that's gonna be in Pampers, goo goo gaga, talking by two different men while she's still married, and this man is having his way with so many different women, and he's just living this life. He don't have to care because he was already showing women who he was. He never lied about who he was. He's never going to take the L. What part of that don't y'all get, that we're not men? They're never going to take the L. It's always going to fall on us. Well, she's a millionaire. Money don't have nothing to do with it. Peace don't cost nothing. She ain't got it, and a whole lot of other women ain't got it. You can tell when a woman is at peace. Drika is at peace. It shows in her aura. It shows in her responses. It shows in her behavior. It completely shows. I know a peaceful woman when I see one, and a lot of y'all is not at peace. That's why y'all think money mean everything. Money does not mean you're a peaceful woman or that you're at peace as a woman. As a man either. Part of me almost want to say something stupid that I wouldn't never do, but if in a stupid girl world, I would say she probably should have stayed with her husband. If you wasn't going to be single after the breakup, you probably should have just worked it out with your husband. Your husband of your children, till death do us part. She had a better chance at saying, well, me and my husband, you know, we gave vows, and she had a better chance at leading with that. Where do Cardi go from here? Young women, if you're watching this video, please use this for informational purposes. When you get your heart broke, baby, the only get back is getting on your shit. That's it. It ain't about trying to go sleep with his brother, his friend. It's not about trying to chase a get back, a lick back to make him feel away. Men almost never feel away. And even if they do feel away, it don't matter. The lick back is never going to be what you think it's going to be. I advise all young women and all women in general, when you get your heart broke, the best thing you can do is sit still, because it's going to prevent you from making some stupid decisions and making stupid choices that you're going to have to eventually live with and deal with. Just sit still. It's okay not to have a man at the time. It's okay.
Moving sloppy. It don't matter how much money you have. I'm glad you said that. Moving sloppy. You're not, just because you were able to come up on something and make some money doesn't mean that you're educated in another lane. That's what modern women don't understand. Well, I'm educated. I have a degree. I have this and that. You know, I was talking to my wife last night, and she said, you know, some of these ladies out here, they go and get degrees and so many things. And for what? You end up with your husband paying all of the bills. You end up being taken care of. So what did you get that degree for? So you can say, oh, well, you know, I have a master's degree. I have this, I have that. Why does it matter? Your husband takes care of you. He's the one paying the bills. If you're not doing anything, you know, you're not busy. The only time you're busy is like maybe once a year, one time a year, when maybe your business picks up and maybe you make wreaths or something like that, and people want a wreath for Thanksgiving or Christmas or something like that. But you're not really using that degree for anything. You could have made wreaths and had a, you know, quote unquote side hustle without going and getting a master's degree. You know, well, I'm doing it to protect myself. Once again, your wreath making business, you can do that without going and getting a degree. Her point was, a lot of modern women go out here and get things and do things for no reason. You didn't have to do that just to brag. You go out here and you mess around with people just to brag. Oh, look what I got. Look who I got. I got Stephon Diggs. He's this, he's that. It don't matter, because you just got played and left. Everybody, men and women, saw this from a mile away. I would hope women, I guess, like she said, they were so enamored with the sexual tension and the sexual energy. I get it. I understand it. But you still have to live in reality and say, oh yeah, we knew Steph. We knew he was going to do that. Well, how you know that? You ain't no fortune teller. You don't have to be a fortune teller to know what Stephon Diggs is going to do. You already saw what he was doing before you. And hence we say that's why body count matters. Could you change? Absolutely. Could you be reformed and genuinely say, oh man, those were in my past, I don't even think about that anymore? Absolutely. But if we look at a person's behavior and their character, there he goes again, doing what Stephon Diggs does. And now he's got another baby. He already had multiple baby mamas. And now he has another one. Surprise, surprise.